Look, look, I understand from. You know what? Let me pause. Let me just ask this question. Just say this. Why is it that sometimes poor people feel more rich than rich people, and rich people feel more poor than poor people? Look, it's a very common question, probably. It's actually pretty common, to be honest. A lot of people who make like a lot of money truly don't feel like they are making a lot of money. And it's like, dude, I feel like there's a split here. There is a split on words, and then there is a actual split on how people manage money. The word split is pretty simple. A normal person definition of working is not the same definition of working for a rich person. I feel like a lot of people don't seem to understand that concept. When when a rich person says that they are working, they are not working, okay? Working for an average day American is working at Starbucks, working at Denny's, working at Panda Express, doing a warehouse job. That is actually working. You're using your body for time. Time equals money. That's what you're doing. You are pretty much using your body, you're injuring your body, you are risking your body for more money. And not only that, but you're spending your time in this place for money. That is working for an average person. Working for a rich person is not even close to doing anything like that. Working for a rich person is pretty much either giving money to somebody else to do it, or just having a whole bunch of just managing stuff. Literally just managing stuff and not actually physically doing anything. Two completely different things. It is 100% easier to manage stuff than it is to actually do it. I don't think you guys understand, but most rich people don't understand how their companies work anymore. It is insane. They do not know how anything operates. They don't. That's why you hear so many stories about people being pissed off at so many of the places and suing them for like millions of dollars, because it's like, dude, you're telling me you're the owner and you didn't know your restaurant had bad health conditions and stuff, and like the whole kitchen is horrible. It's like a disease ridden like place. Like, are you kidding me? There's a rat in the corner. You're telling me you're the owner and you didn't know that existed? It happens a lot. That's why we have so many anyway. The second thing is managing money. And I would say this is pretty much the bigger topic. A lot of people, especially if you're poor, it don't matter. I will always say this. I truly think 50K is a lot of money. Ever since I was in high school, I had one goal. I was like, I want to live in an apartment off of 50K and just relax and chill. That was pretty much my goal in life. It might not seem much to a lot of people, but to me, that was a peaceful life. That was a life that is perfect. I thought 50K was a perfect amount of money, and I still truly believe that it is. 50K, it's not that much from how much. It's actually pretty kind of similar how much I make ish. I make around like 30 something, around 30, but it's like 50K. I feel like would still do me pretty much justice if I earned 50K. I think I could live pretty much fine with 50K. It really is just ends. It matters how you spend the money, how you manage the money. People will look at what I just said and be like, "That's crazy, buddy. I live in California. I think I know better than you. Like I know the prices are crazy. I know stuff is expensive. I live in California. I don't live in the none far out area in California. I live in the main area. It's like, dude, I know the prices for renting, prices for this are expensive. But they really aren't. The only reason they're so expensive is because for you you spend so much. You probably have you're living paycheck to paycheck, to put it simply. That's what it is. Paycheck to paycheck is so stupid. And I know, and the reason why so many people live on this whole concept of living paycheck to paycheck is, first off, they don't want to go bankrupt. I'm not even going to lie to you. I think more Americans need to go call for bankruptcy. Like, honestly, I don't understand why people don't call for bankruptcy. If you do not plan on going anywhere else in your life and you just plan on working in one certain area for your life because you achieved your certain amount of money or something like that, or you just don't have any ambitions, I'm gonna be honest, call for bankruptcy. To be honest with you, even if you have a goal, just call for bankruptcy if the situation you're in is like bad. I'm gonna say this right now though. If you have even if you have like 16K of debt, I feel like going in bankruptcy is still a pretty valid option if it will completely like change how you are, change your situation. I just think more people should use that as like their advantage, because I know some people probably don't ever go in bankruptcy. And I know people say don't go in bankruptcy because it'll ruin your credit and everything, blah, 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 blah. I'm gonna be honest, who cares? At the end of the day, money talks. If you have money in the bank accounts, I don't really think nobody cares for, tit for tat. Like, unless you're buying a house, unless you're probably looking for an apartment or something like that, and unless you're buying a car, who cares for your credit score? Credit is so useless. And at the same time, like I said, if you have a stupid amount of money in your bank account, credit does not matter. It does not matter. Past a certain extent, it does not matter. If the only thing that matters is how you use the money and how you operate the money. A lot of people working, especially my age, around 23 and younger, make a lot of stupid decisions, get in debt, blah, blah, blah. If you don't know how to operate that debt and you don't know how to learn from that debt, then problems start to arise. And I did make another video about this that I actually talked about I talked more deeply about my debt, but I kind of don't know if I should release that video or not, because that video, I went pretty in depth on a personal level about certain topics and stuff like that. Because experiencing debt is one of the most unique experiences ever. That's for sure. It's probably up there with like seeing a firework for the first time, seeing the ocean for the first time, flying an airplane for the first time. Like it is for sure up there. Like especially seeing a mountain, the forest, snow. It's for sure up there. Not many people have experienced the things before, and debt is one of them. That's 100%. You learn a lot from being in debt, but not everybody does. It's 50-50 on that. It's 100% a 50-50 matter. 50% of people will have the mindset of it's okay to have debt, because everybody, they like to justify it. It's so stupid justifying this, but they always have that whole idea where it's like, maybe everybody is supposed to have debt. I don't see a future where I don't have debt. Car, house, this. It's like, you will always have debt. And they're found, no, stop. That is such a stupid and toxic mindset. Don't ever go in debt if you know you can't get rid of your debt in a year. In a year or two, don't ever go into debt if you can't get rid of your debt in a year or two. And that includes buying a house on mortgage. Don't ever buy a house if you cannot fully pay it off in 2 years. I'm telling you right now. Or if you don't make a amount of money that is like way up here and the house is down here. It is the biggest. It's the worst thing that you could do is buy a house. I'm not gonna lie to you. I don't think it's a gatekeep. It's up there. Life have many weights. Buying a house is one of the biggest weights. Kids are another biggest weight. And look, growing up, the older you get, the more you start to see weights. You start to see people kind of hooking themselves, chaining themselves up, and while you're still progressing and advancing, they're pretty much stressing, freaking out, and just you can't do anything for them. So many people when they're young have kids. So stupid. They have kids and pretty much chain themselves down, and then they always feel some type of way. The reality is, just admit you don't want the kid, like straight up. Just admit you don't want the kid, and this doesn't. This is not just a women or guys thing. This is both. Literally, if you don't want the kid, just say you don't want the fucking kid, and just pay the fucking whatever child support or whatever. Like it's fine. It's fine to admit that you're not a parent. Like I'm tired of people thinking that it's like you're some super villain. You're some deadbeat. Like if you just say you don't want to be a dad, like you have not. Most people have not lived their life, and they instantly just have a kid at a young age because of a stupid decision that they decided to make. But the worst thing is they decide to keep a child instead of just doing an abortion. But it's like, whatever. I'm not getting into that topic. But buying a house is another thing. Most people, if for you guys who don't know this, most people who are high or middle class, pretty much stay middle class for the rest of their life because they buy a house. A house is pretty much a chain for staying in the middle class. If you don't buy a house and you're in the middle class and you keep pretty much renting, then that chain, what it is, disappears and you elevate yourself even higher. You could push yourself even higher. I don't really know what my point is while making this video. I don't even know. I completely forgot what I was going to say. I don't even... But I'm going to play some art graders. I kind of just wanted to just chat about that, give my opinion out there. And yeah, pretty much that's it. Man, work has been hard. I really hate working at a warehouse, that's for sure. It is... I feel like I said that in a couple, like my last couple of videos, probably. But man, it is horrible working in a warehouse. I do not wish it on anybody. Like, especially when it comes to like the last 3 months or 4 months of like the year, you're just like doing so much overtime, dude. I worked over 100 hours. 100 hours last week. What the? Look, the check is big. Like, don't get me wrong. It's nice to have that big check, especially with like me being in debt and everything. My debt's not crazy, like I said, but it's like me being in debt. When you get a big check, it actually makes you feel like how it was when you weren't in debt. You're like, wow, this is a lot of extra money that I never really seen in my bank account just sitting here. Like, is it supposed to be like this? And it's like, dang, man, it's crazy that I have to even think about that, because like back then I never even thought about that. Like, when you're not in debt, you work and you always have money in your bank account. Like, you just do. It's crazy because before I used to I got in debt or whatever, I used to have like 5K, 10K in my bank account. It's just like sitting there. I wasn't really spending money on anything. But it's like now I don't even have like money in. I barely have like $1,000 or $2,000 in my bank account. It's like, bruh. I think I want to go back to those days. But anyway, I hope you guys have a good day. Halloween passed. I hope you guys enjoyed the Halloween. Honestly, I hope you guys got some cavities or whatever. But it's November. Thanksgiving is close by, and I'm gonna keep making these videos. I'm also gonna give me some Black Friday deals, bro. Oh, I've been hype about the Black Friday deals. I might actually buy me a new chair. This chair, I had it. Is this chocolate? Oh, dude, that's so annoying. Fuck, I was eating some Reese's yesterday, and a chocolate got in a seat. Man, I gotta clean that. Anyway, I was thinking about getting a new chair, Herman Miller and body. I know chairs last pretty much forever. I'm not gonna lie to you. I don't understand the concept of people say chairs don't last forever. They last pretty much forever. If you take care of your chair, it lasts forever. This chair, I had it for 5 years now, and it's like pretty much brand new. The only problem with it is it's like, it's not really supportive on the back. I want like a chair that actually supports the back and do a couple of other things. And I don't know, the Herman Miller chair seems to have a good reputation and everything. I watched so many videos, but yeah. Thank you guys for listening. I don't really know if I did anything today, chatted anything today, but it is what it is, man. I gotta throw out a weekly video, and this is my weekly video. My life isn't as interesting as most people think it is, surprisingly. I might seem like an interesting person, but I'm a pretty simplistic person. But yeah, later guys. Yeet.